Hey everybody, Jeff here, AromatiX, banging off another pipe tobacco review. This time it's a semi-aromatic from Cornell and Deihl, and it is John Marr, part of the Melville series, which the ones that I have would be Billy Bud and Billy Bud Blonde. So it is, like I said, a semi-aromatic. It consists of two Virginias, I think, or a couple Virginias, Bright Virginia, Red Virginia, as well as some Perique. And to me, what makes this stand out is the Orientals. The topping on it is Bourbon and Vanilla. Now this actually reminds me, or I consider this the brother or sister blend to another one from Cornell and Deihl called Pennington Gap. Now that's also a bourbon blend without the vanilla. That one's, I would say, is the more stout and is burley based with the cube cut burleys. And this one is more based on what makes this one stand out is the Orientals as well as the Virginias to a slight degree. And the thing that ties them together is that deep, peaty, dark bourbon. So this is a different type of aromatic in that it's not sweet. It's more of an earthy, dark type of topping. Not quite as deep and dark as Pennington Gap. That's just bourbon, and it's really dark and rich and peaty. This one has a slight bit of vanilla that just you can't really taste it or smell it, but you can tell if you've smoked Pennington Gap that it's in this, because it's got a little bit lighter and a bit sweeter. Takes some of the edge off of the bourbon and the darkness from the burleys of Pennington Gap. This one is a little more brighter and a little bit lighter. So when I'm in the mood for something, you know, rich with those bourbon flavors, but I don't want the real heavy straight bourbon and burley, I go to this one. So the smell is kind of incensey, sweet Virginia. You can get a little bit of that peaty bourbon and a little bit of that slightly sweet. I wouldn't say it smells like vanilla, but there's a sweetness there. And it's your typical ribbon cut. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's got mostly lighter tobaccos in there, like light reds and browns and gold. And you can see some of the it's got a fairly decent amount of Oriental. So, okay, I've got my little MT pipe loaded up, my author. Let's see what it tastes like. So definitely Oriental forward. It's very interesting that more tobacco, blenders don't use more of these types of tobaccos like Orientals or Periques to aromatics, because I find that it gives it that body and strength that a lot of us are looking for when we want a flavored tobacco, but we still want to taste the tobacco. And I find Cornell and Deihl is really good at doing that. Not all their aromatics are good, but their boozy ones always seem to be really good. Like Pennington Gap I mentioned, there was Bradyville, Granby Station, all are pretty good aromatics, but they're all kind of boozy based bourbons and whiskeys, rums. So you'll get a little bit of that peaty bourbon topping. It's not super heavy, quite as heavy as, say, Pennington Gap. There is a slight sweetness. It almost comes off as almost like a cherry, just the way the bourbon and the vanilla mix. You get a little bit of that incensey, lemon, buttery, Oriental. And it comes and goes, the Perique. It's probably a decent amount of Perique, not a lot, but there's definitely enough that it's almost vapor territory. I would still consider this probably a medium to medium full blend, even though it doesn't have any burley in it. It definitely has a good amount of strength, and I think that's due to those Orientals. It really brings that the flavor out. Nicotine's probably about a medium. There is some there, but not a lot. It's not going to be a nicotine bomb. can't really pick out the Virginias. They're there, they're just the base. It's mostly just tobacco-y, that incensey kind of exotic taste mixed in with those bourbons and vanilla. Pretty. If you are looking for an aromatic but you want something stout and strong, and even if you're not a fan of Virginias or Orientals but you like heavy blends, this might be something to look into. Or you like you want something with an aromatic edge but you don't want it to be really sweet, also very good. So yeah, a great evening blend. Yeah, so okay, I'm gonna leave it at that, and hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I'll see you on my next one. Till then, AromatiX, signing out.